Hi, really happy to be here today and to give this testimonial. My name is Elaine Bracken Huff, and I have been on the healing journey for pretty much all of my life, but definitely for at least the past 20 years. And I'm really excited to be able to share my experience with RTT with you. Um, so I have done a lot of my own healing work. I work as a healer. I'm a past life regression hypnotherapist. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I've been in the healing field and also doing my own healing for, as I said, a very long time. So when I sort of hit a wall in my journey of being able to shift all of the energy work and being able to work with all of the healing within my soul and within my body, I just hit a wall of being able to move beyond that. And I had been kind of observing RTT on the periphery, and I had a couple of friends that had it done, and found myself really interested in it because I knew that there was one other piece that needed shifted. And so I, started to do some research, and I happened upon this lovely Nicole, and we connected immediately and was excited to begin to do my work with her. The RTT session itself was deep and intense. I'm not going to lie, it was intense. And there was a lot revealed. But at all times, I felt very safe and I felt very supported in being able to do this research and to feel those things that were being revealed to me. And it was intense, a little bit intense. And the first few weeks were kind of that feeling like you had just dug in and done some work. But working with Nicole weekly and being able to address everything that's been coming up, we have just moved through so much of this. And so I was happy to give the testimonial because what I really want to say is how important the neural programming is. And I don't know if I'm using the right words, but the thoughts that are so deep within us that are constantly chattering in the background and just derailing and sabotaging and stopping us and stopping me. And so this work that we did by uncovering that and shifting and changing and releasing it has just been, really life-changing for me. And it makes total sense. It's like the evolution of healing in a way, because I was always an energy practitioner. And so it was all about shifting the energy and healing the soul. But until you can get that mind and that neural programming to join in the team, you just can't get it done. And so I feel for me, I'm on a new phase of my journey, but having in a stronger phase of my journey than I've had before, but having that understanding of the shift in my thought process and really feeling a lightness that helps me to move forward is just I guess I kind of want to say epic, but definitely life-changing and definitely a piece that is so important. And working with Nicole, she offers continual sessions, which makes it so that as these things kind of roll up and as I try to thread this new way of behaving into my daily life, that she is available for that. And that is, that's priceless. That's absolutely priceless. So yeah, if you're thinking about it and you are wondering anything about the experience, happy to talk to you anytime if Nicole wants to give my information out, but also just really support you in understanding how important this piece is. And I kind of want to say, because I thought a lot about this, I don't think it really matters whether you do the mind piece first and the soul and body piece second, but I absolutely believe you've got to do them all. In order for you to become newly whole and in order to move into your life newly whole. If you have any questions or, I just like to encourage you to follow your heart on that. some of the things that were revealed, and how working with Nicole, how I learned to more deeply understand and identify those pieces of me. So for me, the biggest issue was anger, and the way anger was debilitating my life. And also, I think because I'm a woman, we're taught not to be angry. And so it wasn't something I like let be on the surface of my life. The anger was very deep, and it had control of me from a very deep space. And so in working with Nicole and understanding all of the ways that the anger was constantly sabotaging my life and throwing obstacles of not enough, not good enough. I mean, I don't know who's going to be watching this, but my anger didn't want me to be alive. And so that was definitely a not good enough type of a feeling. And in learning to work with that and understand that energy of anger and that thought of anger, and how the purpose, anger thought it had a purpose. It thought it was keeping me from experiencing anything or feeling anything or being hurt in any way. But the flip side of that is that anger was actually, in fact, hurting me. And so having to break up with that, break up with anger, to end that relationship with anger. It was as though I had a narcissistic, controlling parent or boyfriend that was living in my head, who really simply wanted to continually say they were trying to help me, but in essence were simply hurting me. And I'm using the word simple, and it really wasn't simple, but the idea really being to be able to understand, I'm going to use the word mechanics of it, the mechanics of it, and then be able to step away and make the decision to no longer accept that, and to no longer accept the mechanics of that. And when you've had a relationship with something that's been with you for such a long time, it's a little challenging to convince yourself that letting go of it is good, because you've utilized it in your life for a long time. And so there is that sensation that there is a game to having that in your life. And also the idea that you don't know what life will be when you don't have that in your life. So you have to be creative and recreate that. So working in the coaching sessions with Nicole after the RTT, and being able to sit with the pieces of me that we identified was just really beyond beneficial. I wouldn't have, if I would have had the RTT and not had coaching, I'm not sure what I would have been able to do compared to what I'm able to do with those sessions. So like, in order to really to express it, the ways that I know I've shifted, I've actually used this term. I've said that I believe that I've cellularly shifted, that I believe that the way my whole body and the way my mind functions is working its way towards being fully shifted. I mean, I'm definitely still in the journey of it. So, but I can tell that the heaviness that I felt, the immediate sensations of failure before I even started anything, those things have completely lifted from me. It's as though I've stepped out of, it's a weird image, but like I've stepped out of different uniforms that I put on, or different barriers that I put on, and I've stepped out of those. And so the biggest thing I can tell you from before the sessions and the actual session, and then, like I said, it was a little bit heavy for a little while, but I was willing to stay in there and do that work, is that sensation of being lighter, and that I've let go of, and so much let go of that when I want to recall it, it's actually pretty far back for me to recall. So if I want to recall my relationship with anger, it's actually pretty far away, and I don't want to recall it mostly, but I don't feel like it's sitting right on my shoulder. I feel like I've definitely moved past it. The interesting thing though, and this is, I really want this to be reassuring, is that at that point in time, the reality is that everything that I'm doing now is new. Yet all of my skills from my lifetime are still with me. All of my compassion, my empathy, my intellect, all of those things are still with me. I've just let go of the things that were tripping me up and making it too heavy to be me, too hard to be me, too hard to be happy in the world. So that's what I want to say, is that I'm much, much lighter and I'm more optimistic, and but I'm definitely still learning. What's interesting, because for me, as you know, the anger showed up. It was almost dumb. I don't want to say dumb, but the anger had an idea that it was protecting me from feeling, but when in essence, what it was really doing was limiting me. And the anger did create the desire not to be alive. There were many times in my lifetime that I was up against not wanting to still be alive. And what I'm noticing different now about that is, I don't even know if I can put this well, but I'm going to want to guess that there's a part of me that actually has this sensation of relief, because I'm not having to fight anger to just keep staying alive, let alone to be successful in life, to be happy in life, to be loved in life, and to do all the good things in life. I mean, I was basically having to fight staying alive and then trying to add those other things on. So for me, the difference now is that there's a sense of, I don't have to fight to stay alive. Now, what do I want life to be? Where do I want it to go? What do I want it to do? And I do feel some distance, a considerable distance from that. I mean, it's a very emotional subject, and it's a very raw subject, and it's a very tender subject. And it is something that, there's a lot of vulnerability in that. So I am hoping that as I go forward, it gets further and further away. But do I think I'll probably have to dance with it more? Probably. I'll probably have to dance with it a little more. But I'm happy to do that work, because now I understand what that purpose is. It's not that I am not valuable enough to stay alive. It is that there's a part of me that believes staying alive is too hard. And so I have to kind of do that dance. That's where, and that's the importance of that piece of the anger, I think. RTT for me is, I'm so glad I did it. I couldn't, like I said, I'm happy to do this, but I'm thrilled that I did it. And I know that who I am today, if I hadn't done it, I wouldn't be who I am even right now. And we're only a few weeks past it. So I love that it's all of the pieces now, that it's my thought process. I've been doing tons of heart work. I've been doing tons of soul work. I've done past life work. I've done all kinds of work on all of, mind, body, spirit. So I've been doing the work, but this mind piece was really significant and is really significant. So I love it. I'm loving it. So